Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a very mysterious character in Hunter x Hunter, and that is Kalluto Zoldyck. Now, I was recently rewatching that last arc, right? The Hunter chairman election arc, and there was this panel that came up, and it was showing the relationships of all the Zoldyck members, and something really caught my eye that I didn't notice on my first time watching, and that was the relationship between Kalluto and Aluka, right? Because they are the two youngest members of the Zoldyck family, and it says that Kalluto actually envies his older sibling, Aluka. Now, why would Kalluto ever envy Aluka, right? Because Aluka was trapped in a chamber, treated like somebody who's not human, and neglected, right? But that's the thing. Kalluto was also neglected by her older brother, not her, but we're not even going to get into the gender discussion today. If I do it, sorry, she looks like. I just did it again. He looks like a girl. But anyway, Kalluto was neglected by Killua, right? And we see that a few times in the series, and it's kind of our headcanon to know that. Now, a very huge theory is that during the Chimera Ant arc, when Kalluto is going, is watching Phaeton versus Zazan, right? He says to himself, I need to get stronger so I can get my brother back. Now, Kalluto is not Edward Elric, obviously, right? And all of his siblings are kind of accounted for, right? I mean, Aluka was fine at the time as well, like she was just in her chamber. But the only sibling Kalluto could be talking about is Killua. It could be Phaeton if Phaeton is a Zoldyck, if that's revealed later in the manga, but it probably won't be, right? It wouldn't be crazy to say maybe he's a descendant of maybe a side branch of the Zoldyck family. That would be cool to see that, but right now that's probably not what it is. It makes more sense for Kalluto to be talking about Killua because Killua left the family mansion to go off with Gon, and Kalluto never got the chance to get close to Killua after that, right? Because Killua was fed up of being an assassin and dealing with the family bullshit, right? He wanted to get out of there and do his own thing. Now, Kalluto wants to get stronger to maybe impress Killua, right? Now, that would make sense because Killua is supposed to be the successor of the family, right? All the members of the Phantom Troop that have black hair are kind of subservient to Zeno, Silva, and Killua would eventually be that next someone that everybody listens to. He would be the head of the family. Now, it's highly unlikely that that would be the case because Killua obviously now wouldn't be doing that. He wouldn't want to do that, right? He wants to just have fun, explore the world, chill with Aluka, maybe go meet up with Gon again, and just chill, right? He's not trying to do anything crazy, right? Um, Another thing that supports this theory is I read online somewhere that I know I wasn't going to get into the gender thing, but Aluka, you know, kind of sees herself as a girl, even though they're all boys, right? I know everybody says like, what we don't know their genders. They all look, some of them they all look like girls, right? Except for Miluki and Killua, right? Illumi on occasion, but anyway, Kaluta and Kaluta, Aluka and Kalluto do look like girls, right? It's hard to differentiate if they are boy or girl, right? But they're both boys. The difference being is Aluka has Nanika, and Nanika is a girl. She's just a demon or whatever the hell she is, right? She's from the Dark Continent. Not no shade on her. I love Nanika. She's a very good character. I love that whole thing, right? She's a girl, so that probably made Aluka want to be that way because it would make Nanika happy to, dress like a girl and all that. And Killua calls Aluka a girl, right? Her, because it pleases Nanika and Aluka, right? Now, Kalluto, why would Kalluto do it? Some people think that it's because Kikyo dressed that way when she was younger, and since, Kalluto is kind of like a mama's boy, he dressed up like that to please his mother, right? To be, in favor of her. But people are saying that Kalluto dressed like that to imitate Aluka. And when I read that, bro, that was mind blowing to me. Because that makes so much sense, right? Because Killua is so accepting of Aluka. He calls Aluka a girl. Nobody really refers to Kalluto as a girl, right? Even though I don't think they really want to. It's just that's what Kalluto wants to do. He wants to imitate Aluka to get Killua's attention. And it's kind of sad, right? Because this whole story arc is he wants Killua's attention. Because what does he really want him for? Other than, because he's saying, I want to get my brother back. In what context are you talking about? Right? Are you saying you want Killua to return to the mansion and, take over the family business and you could be his right-hand man? That would be fine. That's a perfect thing. But if we look at what Kalluto is doing now, he's on the Black Whale. He's so far from Killua, there's no real correlation at this point, right? Killua's nowhere near in this story at all. So this whole arc is kind of diving in like such a far line. Like it's, there's nothing happening with the story arc right now. So I can't even really talk about it. All I can say is the last we seen of Kalluto, he was with Illumi. And that makes sense because Illumi is probably protective of Kalluto, right? Because the Dark Continent is very dangerous. Even the New Continent, wherever they're going, you just gotta look out for Kalluto because Silva warned them. The Phantom Troop are very strong. Stay away from them. So Illumi being there is definitely a good thing for Kalluto, right? As for what he's going to do about Killua, hopefully we get a scene in the future once there's a time skip of them actually making up, because I don't think Kalluto is really a bad character, right? I'm not, it's the same as Killua, right? Killua was very murderous at the beginning, but then as time, went on and he was with Gon, he learned to love things. Kalluto is not going to do that with the Phantom Troop. Those are not good influences on him. So maybe we could see a scene when Killua was older and they're both older. Killua was like, Kalluto, this isn't right for us, right? I know we're assassins, it's the family business, but let's let Illumi and them do it, right? Let's go enjoy ourselves. Let's go, do some sibling stuff, right? Let's all go have some fun. Go frickin' snowboarding or something crazy like that, right? And then Aluka could probably, get the redemption with Killua. And Killua will have an apology, kind of like he did with Nanika, right? He'll be like, you know what, I was so oblivious to that. I didn't know that I was neglecting you all this time, Kalluto, And our boy, we love Killua. He would definitely do that, right? But, let me know down in the comments below, do you think that this theory is correct, right? Do you think this is, it's not even a theory, it's just where the story most likely goes with Kalluto's character, right? And his goal of the series, because he wants to get his brother back. That can really only mean Killua, because the envy towards Aluka points to Killua being who he's talking about, right? But anyways, guys, please like the video. It's been SJ Benj. Peace.